Get over here. Alright, come on in, hit the like button, think about subscribing if you have not already. Welcome to the channel, but most importantly, welcome to the Berserker family. So this is my honest opinion / review for a 2026 film that I was not really going to get to watching, to be honest with you, and then I'll find out why later. But this is the review / thoughts for the 2026 film Mortal Kombat 2, the sequel to the first one that came out in 2021, which was a reboot of the 90s one. So here's the plot. Johnny Cage joins other fighters in the ultimate battle to defeat the dark rule of Shang Kahn, a powerful tyrant who threatens the very existence of the earthly realm and its defenders. Here's some of the cast. So to be honest, I don't remember anything about the first one. It's been like, what, 4 or 5 years? Other than I personally didn't care for it at the time. So much so that, again, I wasn't originally going to check this out until they revealed that Karl Urban was announced to be in this as Johnny Cage. And I'm not really a big fan of Johnny Cage as a character. Yeah, so I was seeing what his portrayal was, and I'm a big fan of his. So that's kind of what it was to. However, I was actually surprised how much fun I had with this. To be honest, I ended up watching this for the great action scenes and the shoutouts to the modern games, which I did not play, but I watched people play them. And, of course, Katana's story in this, which surprised me, which was a fantastic character played by a fantastic actress. And I looked what else she's been in, because she looks very familiar. She's usually in B films. She was in that 2024, I think it was, low-budget Hellboy film. I mean, think what you want on that one, but yeah. Mixed feelings on that. Now, unfortunately, I personally didn't care for much about any of the other characters. And I think that was one of the things, and I can't remember exactly what about that first one, because it's so forgettable to me. But I think that was one of the problems with that. The first one, in my opinion. They kind of... in this one, it feels like they focused more on Johnny Cage, and Katana on this one. So, it makes sense. But I also wasn't a fan of Johnny Cage at first, despite it being a huge Karl Urban fan, and I liked Johnny Cage in the 90s film to a degree. But he did grow on me as his character grew throughout. As that being said, it's Johnny Cage's character to expect him to be really corny, type of the 80s type of corniness film stars and stuff. So it's usually just like the 90s when it starts out like that, and then he gets more and more of an arc story. Now, obviously, in this one, to me, he had a way more better written arc story and story in general compared to the 90s one. I don't think they really did much of anything with him Johnny Cage in the 90s, but I still liked him to a degree. But I will say they definitely did overdo it with the annoying content, pop culture references, but overall, this was more fun than I was expecting. But here's my rating. I'll come with my final thoughts. So please leave your thoughts down below. That would be interesting. Again, I had a surprisingly good time watching this. I wouldn't consider this to be the movie of the year, or in my opinion, the top 10 favorite video game films for my personal taste. But just a fun popcorn flick nonetheless. So yeah, that's all I got for you. It is very hot in here. So if you can tell, I'm sweating a lot, sweating bullets. So, yeah. So remember, I love you all. Please stay safe. There will be another video around Saturday or Sunday. Hopefully, that's what I'm going for. But yeah, remember, I love you all. Please stay safe. Spread love, flow sportly. Let's go.